Pinja here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to this is actually a podcast. So this is my first ever podcast. What you can see in the background right now is me playing a game called Gran Turismo Sport. Really cool racing game on the PS4. So let's hop straight into it. So what we're going to be doing in this podcast is we're going to be going over two things. Going to be going over three things. What a podcast is, the Fortnite's 7.30 content update, and of course patch notes, and of course all the bug fixes and things for Fortnite Battle Royale, and the latest update 1.31 for Gran Turismo Sport. So firstly, what is a podcast? So the podcast is essentially, you don't actually need to be watching the video, because I won't be talking about what's happening in the gameplay unless I have nothing else really to talk about, but that shouldn't really happen. Sorry if the gameplay isn't the best. It's just but it is good enough. It will work. It's good enough for people who don't have anything to do whilst listening to this, which leads me on to my next point is, unless you don't have anything else to do, don't watch the actual, don't bother watching the actual main video of this podcast unless you have nothing else to really do, because the whole point of the podcast is to have something to do as you're doing something different. So something in the background to listen to. Maybe you're doing your ironing, maybe you're playing video games, maybe you're doing the washing up, maybe I don't know, but the list goes on. Basically, the point of the podcast isn't to watch the video, it's to listen to me talking. So basically, So what I'm gonna go over now is I am going to go over the Fortnite Battle Royale, just Battle Royale. I'm not going to be going over creative and save the world. I'm just going to be going over Battle Royale, the patch notes. So let's see. So the first thing we've got here, this is the content. So we've got the new bottle rockets, which, to be honest, aren't that good in my opinion. So the bottle rockets are, what you do is you put them down on the ground and you can aim them to different places. And what they basically do is they destroy structures. I'm not too sure if they deal damage to players, but they are definitely they're great if there's just that one guy in that lobby who always decides to build a massive base. It's really good for knocking down bases like that. Then the next thing, I'm sure you guys have already seen all of this, but we have the environmental campfires. The environmental campfires are basically, when you go around the map and you can see campfires, but they're not lit and they're not really doing anything. For example, there's one by Loot Lake with some tents around it. Yeah, what you can now do is you can now light it as long as no one has lit it who has been there before you. So you've got to be the first person to light it, otherwise it doesn't let you light it. Or, you've got to be the first person to try to light it. And it's really cool, so it just acts like a normal campfire, so it's like 50 HP, that's normal. I don't think it does shield just like a normal campfire. So it recovers 50 HP and then it just fizzles out. Then we have the new limited time mode, or it's not really new because it's been out before, but we have, of course, Wild West duos. So it says here, note we've begun testing a new schedule for limited time modes. Players will rotate every couple of days, 10 days to allow a more diverse amount of modes to be available over the course of a week. So basically what I think that's saying is, it's basically saying that now there's sort of a more sort of timetable thing, and more timetables schedule for when the limited time modes will be swapped around. There's also the summary of what it actually is. So it says, fight for a victory royale using a limited set of weapons and items such as hunting rifles, shotguns, and dynamite. This town ain't big enough for the 100 of us. Okay, so basically what that's saying is, we're in this mode, we're limited to shotguns. I'm not sure if the 6-shooter came back for this. I'm really not sure if they unvaulted it just for this mode. And then we have hunting rifles, shotguns, and dynamite. Dynamite, very good. I'm sure everyone who tried that will know that. And then there's what's new. So it says, increase the chance for slurp juice to appear in supply drops. And unvaulted the revolver and the double barrel shotgun for this mode. So yeah, so that's for the Wild West duos mode. In terms of new weapons of items, bottle rockets, we've already gone over that. There is also the environmental cameras, and they've now we have the vaulted items. Some of you might already know this, but the boombox has now been vaulted. It's gone from the Fortnite files. You cannot find it anymore. Yeah. And then there's also reduced the chance of receiving rocket ammo out of the ammo boxes from 12% to 6%. Increase the impulse grenade strength of the launch pad by 28.5%. So that basically means you'll go higher and probably further from a launch pad. Reduce the chance to receive dynamite from chests from 7% to 5.33%. Yes. Sneak Snowman will no longer drop from chests. Chiller grenade, lowered the volume of the beep. Okay. In terms of events, we have the Architect pop-up cup, and for this it says they've removed the ability to edit enemy structures. Thank you for your feedback. Oh, I guess that must have been a bug then. Actually, you know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I think I'll go over everything else, all the other things. So I think I'll probably I'll skip creative. Let's go straight to Save the World. So what's new? We have the Sub-Zero Zenith. So this is for Save the World. So it says boom, TEDD shot. Scope in and defeat enemy husks from afar with this new hero. So basically, I think what they've done is they've added Zenith, from Battle Royale into Save the World as a hero. It's like a really white version of Zenith. We have the Frost Knight Challenge 6. Get up close and personal in this week's Frost Knight Challenge. Melee attacks and traps are your friends this week, it says. Missions and systems. Weekly Frost Knight Challenge 6 Trap Attack. So it says so it now says that under this category, trap are buffed, but enemies ricochet. I'm gonna say. I'm hoping you all know what that means. Back any ranged damage. Use traps and melee attacks to defeat enemies. Survive for 30 minutes 3 times to collect the week 6 challenge banner. Survive for 30 minutes to earn your choice of 1 dragon weapon. So then you have, so that's the choice between Dragon's Roar, Dragon's Tooth, Dragon's Claw, and Dragon Might. And it says, so that's going to be available on February the 6th, which was 4 days ago at 7 PM Eastern time. So that'll be a bit later if you're in the UK. or it'll be different for a bunch of people. So there's the Lunar Llama added to the loot store. That's probably something to do with the glowing llama, I don't really know. Available from February the 6th, yep, until the end of Season 7, okay. Contains dragon weapons and Lunar New Year heroes from last year's Spring It On event. Oh, so when it says the Lunar Llama, it means Lunar as in like Lunar New Year, or more commonly known as Chinese New Year. And then it costs 500 snowflake tickets. The new heroes have, of course, for Zenith, Wukong returns to the event store, available on February the 6th. Lunar New Year heroes are returning in the Lunar Llama, so those heroes are called Berserker Headhunter, Berserker Renegade, Flash AC, Flash Eagle Eye, Riot Control Hazard, Riot Control Easer, Thunderstrike Murray, and Thunderstrike Scorch. It says, note, most heroes will become unique once the new hero loadout launches. Then we have weapons and items. Dragon's weapons are returning in the Lunar Llama. Yep, we know that. And then it just lists what we already said. Oh, well, actually, there are a few more. So there's the Dragon Claw Sniper Rifle, Dragon's Fang Spear, Dragon's Fury Fireworks Launcher, Dragon's Might Fireworks Shotgun, Dragon's Roar Assault Rifle, Dragon's Tooth Sword. That is basically it for those two categories. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to go over to the patch notes. So this is probably going to be all the bugs and things. So for this, I think I'll go through Battle Royale and Save the World. So Chiller Grenade, yeah. So this is just general things, I think. So, talking about Chiller Grenade here, mobile controller support. So this is going to be, this is going to really help people who only have like a phone or a tablet or something, or an iPad. It's just going to help them. But the only trouble is you will have to connect to a controller lobby. What else is there here? Limited time. Oh, I think these are old. Yeah, this is an old patch notes. That's why there's two patch notes. That's kind of updated patch notes. Yeah, okay. Okay, and that's why it's two different dates. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So now we're going to go on to the Gran Turismo. Onto the Gran Turismo things. And now, let's see, so we're on update 1.31. I do so believe that this is the latest update. New cars. The following 7 cars have been added. The BMW M3 Coupe, apostrophe 07, that probably means 2007. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Sport Coupe, that's a ridiculously long name. It says in brackets C2. And then comma 63, so probably 1963. Ferrari F50, comma 95. The Gredi Fuji Z, the McLaren P1 GTR 60, comma 16. The Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, comma 78. There are 2 new tracks. So we have the Tokyo Expressway South Route. The track has been added with 2 different layouts: Tokyo Expressway South Outer Loop and Tokyo Expressway South Inner Loop. There's the campaign mode. So it says the following events have been added to the GT League. That's the GT League, not any other league. Nissan GTR Cup, rounds 4 and 5. Real Circuit Tours, rounds 4 and 5. Mercedes AMG Grand Prix, rounds 6 and 7. And then there's the GR.3 endurance series round 5. I have no idea what it means by rounds. Circuit de Barcelona, I think that's it. This is, and then it says there's the new circuit, which is Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Pardon me, my pronunciation, sorry. Has been added to the circuit experience. Warscapes, seasons, greetings, scenes with lights has been added to the special featured section. Brand Central, which is where we go to get all to purchase the cars in the game. We have the Pontiac and Tesla Motors have been added, so that's 2 new types of cars. Additional scripts have been added to the special featured Peugeot section. Museum, the FIA section has been added to Brand Central. And the controller, the DualShock 4 wireless controller and steering wheel controllers will now have an automatic switching system. When the throttle or brake on one type of controller is pressed while driving, that control will be enabled and the other disabled. Other improvements and adjustments, various other issues have been addressed. Thank you for your continued support, and we hope you continue to enjoy Gran Turismo Sport. I think what we have time for now is just to go over some more Fortnite patch notes. So we'll just go over the creative patch notes really quickly. What's new? Discovery Gallery B. Every performer needs a stage. Build your dream venue with even more concert-related props. So they probably added that in because of the Marshmallow concert. If you didn't know that happened, it was so cool. Just go look it up on YouTube. It was really incredible. You may experience long load times or other unexpected errors. It says. Is there anything else? Prefabs. Disco Gallery B added a second gallery for concert-related props, stages, lights, and speakers. Weapons and items. Of course, the new bottle rockets are now in creative mode. So then it just says a front item that launches a barrage of bottle rockets to the toward what? Oh right, to the toward and targeted direction. I think that's worded a bit wrong there. That's why I didn't really get it. I don't really know what else there is to go over, really. Yeah, there isn't really actually that much to go over at all. So guys, I think that will be it for this podcast. Leave a like if you do want to see more, subscribe if you're feeling very nice. And you did in fact enjoy this and you're not subscribed already. I've been Finja, I upload videos just like this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!